6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. The Finance Minister announces several relief measures. Essential food items including dal, big onions, potatoes and sugar will be exempted from taxes. Samruddhi beneficiaries will be provided an additional ₹1,000 per month from January 2022. An allowance of 5,000 to farmers engaged in home gardening below 20 purchase, while an allowance of ₹10,000 is to be provided for those with more than 20 purchase and less than an acre. Revised bus fares from tomorrow. COVID update: 365 new cases detected in Sri Lanka yesterday. Sri Lanka confirms another 18 COVID deaths. ASPI records highest single-day points gain. News overseas: Sudan coup, Prime Minister Abdullah resigns after mass protests. In sports, Indian captain Virat Kohli is out of second test against South Africa. And those are the headlines. And now we move on to the stories in detail. Sri Lanka's Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksa yesterday announced that the Cabinet of Ministers has decided to grant a special allowance of ₹5,000 per month to all government employees starting from January 2022. He stated that the government pensioners and all disabled armed forces will also receive the special monthly allowance of ₹5,000. Meanwhile, the Samruddhi beneficiaries will be provided an additional ₹1,000 per month from January 2022. Accordingly, the monthly allowance provided to Samruddhi beneficiaries will receive ₹4,500 with this. Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksa announced these decisions during a press briefing held in Colombo last evening following the conclusion of yesterday's cabinet meeting. The Finance Minister also announced that all essential food items and medical drugs will be exempted from all taxes. He said essential food items including dal, big onions, potatoes and sugar will be exempted from taxes. He announced that the purchase price of paddy from farmers will be ₹75 per kilogram from the Maha season. This is an additional ₹25 per kilogram of paddy from the current ₹50 per kilogram. He said that no additional burden will be placed on the consumers as the cost of this to be borne by the government. Meanwhile, he said that it has been decided to give an allowance of ₹5,000 to farmers engaged in home gardening below 20 purchase, while an allowance of ₹10,000 is to be provided for those with more than 20 purchase and less than an acre. He further said that each household in the plantation sector will be provided with 15 kilograms of wheat flour per month at ₹80 per kilogram. Mr. Rajapaksa also said that the cabinet has decided to appoint a minister dedicated to each donor country and donor organization in order to discuss and provide solutions to the current economic situation in Sri Lanka. The Ministry of Health reported that another 365 persons have tested positive for coronavirus yesterday. This figure includes 6 persons who had arrived in the country from overseas. Sri Lanka's tally of confirmed cases of COVID-19 climbs to 588,300 with this, while the number of infected patients currently undergoing treatment is 12,135. Meanwhile, the Director General of Health Services has confirmed another 18 coronavirus-related deaths yesterday, increasing the death toll in the country to 15,037. This includes 11 males and 7 females, while 11 victims are in the age group of 30 to 59 years. The other 7 are aged 60 years or above. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus, the best option.
The bus fares will be revised from tomorrow. The new fares were published yesterday by the Ministry of Transport. Accordingly, the new minimum bus fare would be ₹17. Many bus companies requested the government to increase the bus fares due to the increase of the fuel prices and the price increase of the spare parts. A meeting in this regard was held last Wednesday. Accordingly, the total bus fares will be increased by 17%. State Minister Dilu Mamunagama says that the government will focus the attention to change its school van fares as well. The All-Share Price Index, ASPI, of Colombo Stock Exchange yesterday recorded the highest single-day points gain in history. The ASPI climbed 399.81 points yesterday, setting a new all-time high as the index closed at 12,625.82 points. And this is an increase of 3.2% compared to the previous day of trading. The previous highest single-day jump was observed on January 22, 2021, when the ASPI gained 332.18 points. Meanwhile, the S&P SL20 index has gained 114.99 points yesterday, closing at 4,348.24 points. Yesterday's total turnover was recorded as 9.63 billion rupees. And that's local news.
In 200 meters, turn left.
This is not just my daily commute. I drive to power my nation's future.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus introduces specialized motor insurance for you who drive our nation forward. Choose tailor-made insurance solutions, up to 75,000 rupees claim settlements within 3 working hours, exclusive discounts through Motor Plus loyalty rewards, easy and 0% interest payment plans.
Only from Sri Lanka Insurance.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Ministry of Health reported that another 365 persons have tested positive for coronavirus yesterday. This figure includes 6 persons who had arrived in the country from overseas. And that was top news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Health authorities warned that there is a huge risk of Omicron variant spreading in the country. More than 50 Omicron cases have been identified from the country at present. Consultant Dr. Nadika Janake of the Medical Research Institute says that it is possible to present many unidentified Omicron cases in the society at present. And that was Flashlight.
Coming up, World News.
Sudan coup Prime Minister Abdullah resigns after mass protests. South Korea says a man who crossed to north is a gymnast who defected. Sudan's Prime Minister Abdullah has announced his resignation just weeks after he was reinstated in a controversial deal with the military. The army seized power in October and put Mr. Abdullah under house arrest, but he was reinstated following the power-sharing deal with the coup's leader. Protesters rejected the deal, demanding an entirely civilian political rule. His resignation followed another day of protests where medics said at least 2 were killed. South Korea's military suspects a man who crossed the heavily fortified border into the north on New Year's Day previously defected to the south. Officials believe he is a gymnast who jumped the barbed wire fence into South Korea in 2020. It is not clear why he made the return crossing or he is alive or dead. And that's World News.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take coal out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Minister Namal Rajapaksa says the government has initiated a work plan to digitalize the main processes of this country. This project will be implemented by Ministry of Digitalization and Technology. The relevant draft resolutions will be tabled in Parliament in near future. Meanwhile, steps have been taken to provide digital identity cards to those between 15 to 29 years age group. And that was Development News.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928. Cricket. In sports, Indian captain Virat Kohli is out of the second test against South Africa, which began yesterday with the regular captain with the regular vice captain Rohit Sharma already missing the series with injury. KL Rahul is standing in as the captain of the team, with Anuma Vihari coming into 11, and Rahul won the toss and chose to bat at the Wanderers in Johannesburg. And that was sports.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Bank of Ceylon received $3.5 billion worth of foreign remittances despite the pandemic, said Chairman of the Bank of Ceylon, Kanchana Ratwatte, at the commencing of the operations for the New Year 2022 ceremony at BOC headquarters yesterday.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Sri Lanka will make a bigger effort to gain employment for more Sri Lankan workers overseas, said Minister of Foreign Affairs Professor G.L. Pires. He said that he would be travelling to South Korea this week and hold talks to increase its intake of Sri Lankan workers there.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The weather report.
The Met Department says mainly fair weather will prevail over most parts of the island. Misty conditions can be expected in western, Sabragamo, central, southern and Uva provinces during the morning hours. Before we wind up this news podcast, let's look at the main points once again. The Finance Minister announces several relief measures. Essential food items including dal, big onions, potatoes and sugar will be exempted from taxes. Samruddhi beneficiaries will be provided an additional 1,000 rupees per month from January 2022. An allowance of 5,000 rupees to farmers engaged in home gardening below 20 purchase, while an allowance of 10,000 rupees is to be provided for those with more than 20 purchase and less than an acre. Revised bus fares from tomorrow. COVID update, 365 new cases detected in Sri Lanka yesterday. Sri Lanka confirms another 18 COVID deaths. ASPI records highest single-day points gain. And with that, we conclude this news broadcast.